Hey everyone, I'm Grandmaster Ben Feingold. This is 5 Minutes with Ben, and I'm Ben. Back in the time machine again. Look at a game between Nigel Short and Josef Klinger from 1979 in the World Under 16 Team Championship. I didn't know there was such a tournament. There's a World Team Championship with under? Huh, I didn't know that. Okay, I wonder if they still have that. Anyway, Nigel was very young at the time. He was 2260 FIDE. So let's see. Nigel, I think, was born in 65. Unless I'm wrong, then he wasn't. So he was 14 when this game was played, which makes sense. It was World Under 16. And his opponent, who's currently a Grandmaster, didn't have a FIDE rating. I met Josef Klinger in 1986 in a junior tournament in Oakham. So both players are about 14. Maybe Klinger's a little younger. This is Austria versus England. Played normal. Even though it was 1979, Black still tried to play the Berlin. Nigel played a move. It's extremely rare. Queen E2. No Berlin for you. Okay, so the players didn't do anything extraordinary. They just developed their pieces and castled and, normal game. Normal double king pawn game. Nothing's happening. Black played knight d7. I guess Black wants to play f5 at some point. Nigel said, no, you're never going to play f5. Now Black's bishop isn't very good. Normally, in double king pawn openings, when White plays d3 instead of d4, it's not a good idea to get your bishop trapped over here. So you can see why. Black's bishop is pretty dead. Nigel played rook d1, wants to maneuver his knight, g3 or e3, and maybe f5 later. Rook e8, knight f1, as advertised, a6, bishop a4, and I like White because I know I'm going to play knight g3. Eventually, I'm going to play either knight f5 or d4. I don't know what Black's going to do. I got nothing. Now, probably the engine would say White is slightly better, like 0.3 or something, would be my guess. But yeah, Black doesn't have a lot of good plans here. Here, Black blundered, and this is a psychological blunder. So Black is strong enough to see that it's a blunder, but he didn't expect the response because the response isn't something you expect when you're a master. If you're a low-rated player, this may be easier to solve than if you're a high-rated player. Black should play bishop a7. The bishop's safe. Knight can come to c5 later, maybe e6. But Klinger played knight to b6. He was expecting the bishop to move away. Although, in that instance, White's threatening b4 and the bishop's trapped. So knight b6 doesn't make a lot of sense. I guess after the bishop moves, Klinger was intending to play d5, and then his bishop can go back. I guess it makes some sense. Now, previously, when I say previously, I mean the last move, Black played a6, and White didn't take the knight because White wanted to keep his bishop. However, since Black has trapped his bishop, now this is like an easy puzzle rush problem. But yeah, when you're not FIDE rated and you're under 16, sometimes you blunder. And Nigel pounced on his opponent's mistake, took the knight on c6, and then played b4. That's the end of the bishop. Now, if Klinger had played on down a piece for 15, 20 more moves, I never would have found this game. So it's a good thing he resigned, so I get to show you a game where somebody playing in a world championship blunders a piece. Pretty simple tactic. But both players later became GMs. Obviously, Nigel had a better career. I'm Grandmaster Ben Feingold. This has been 5 Minutes with Ben. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.